Having said that, if they've expressed that boundary and you continue to yell or call names during a conflict and they leave, if you follow them, yelling and escalating the conflict, you are severely damaging that relationship. The next unhealthy need is constant reassurance. We should not be looking towards our partner to reassure us that we are loved and valued constantly. Yes, there's an appropriate version of this, but there's also an inappropriate version of this. How can you tell the difference? One is solely based in fear. I'm testing your love. I'm asking you to prove your love, and I'm constantly searching for reassurance because of the fact that I don't trust this relationship. Even when things are going well, I'm anxious and fearful that any minute that could change. But in my hypervigilance, I'm actually creating the disconnection that I'm trying to prevent because nobody wants to be tested all the time. Nobody wants to feel like if they don't tell you that they love you 35 times a day, then you're going to get upset or start a fight. That's only going to cause someone to slowly pull away, which is exactly what you were trying to avoid. Another unhealthy need is avoidance or fierce independence. Maybe you enjoy connecting with someone, but you hate the idea of getting too close. You like to stay away from labels, you like your independence, and if someone starts to get too close, you pull away. Or maybe you are actually officially together with them, but you just avoid the issues. You dismiss them, you downplay them, you disregard them, because you're conflict avoidant. The problem is that person will eventually end it because they can't feel close to you if they can't bring up issues or feel heard and understood. Another unhealthy need is the need for a relationship to work even though you're the only one putting in the work. I've met countless people and they ask me, what more can I do? I've bent over backwards for them, but they still take advantage of me. I've stopped bringing up my feelings or needs, but I still feel disconnected. I just want to reach them somehow. And the short answer is you can't. You can't force them to care. You can't do the work for them. If they aren't interested in doing the necessary work that intimacy and connection requires, then you either have to accept that fact and stay, or move on. You only have two options. Continuing to think that you can somehow single-handedly save this relationship will drive you insane. Because oftentimes, they're blaming you for the disconnection that you feel. They're blaming you for why they treat you with disrespect, and you're believing them because of your own self-esteem issues. It's unhealthy for you to need this relationship to work. We can want this relationship to work, we can do everything that we can do, but we cannot do their work for them, and we cannot take on the weight and the emotional labor of saving them or healing them with our love. We can have empathy for their rough childhood and still hold them accountable to destructive behaviors that impact us. If you can't express healthy boundaries of behavior or words that you won't tolerate out of fear of this relationship ending, then you're abandoning yourself, which is why you continue to feel so disconnected. Another unhealthy need that I can think of is withholding the truth from them because, well, if I told them, they would make a huge deal about nothing. And I understand what you're saying, but when they find out, which they usually do, they're going to be even more mad than if you would have just told them. We can't keep secrets from someone that we love. I believe you. If you told them, they would blow it out of proportion. They would accuse you of things that you didn't do. They would start a fight. It sounds like you don't really trust them, right? You shouldn't have to hide things in order to not be yelled at or accused. That's a problem. If I were you, I would be talking with a counselor about that because you need to have honesty and transparency in your relationships.